Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? I know normally I just keep it to the morning show, but I just saw something while I was working online, I guess, something that Steph Curry had said. And I don't know, I'm not saying it rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm like, come on, Steph, man. Like, everything you do is starting to sound like a cop-out to me right now. So what I'm trying to say is, and I'm not coming down on Steph because, like I told everybody else, if you're missing a key component from your team, then you're going to struggle. And you got to carry a heavy load. But that's how great LeBron James is. But when he missing AD, he can still perform if he got Schroeder. But if you're missing Schroeder and AD, then what are you supposed to do? I mean, you go around to any team and take two starters off and tell me what they're going to do. You can do it for Denver. You can do it for Brooklyn. You can do it for New York. You can do it for Memphis. I don't care who you do, what team you do it on. Take away two starters and see what their winning percentage is going to be, and for how long they can sustain a good winning percentage. But my point is, Steph Curry, I'm sure all of you heard, said that a lot of teams just licking their chops for them every day, and they just want to beat them so bad, like they have an extra incentive to beat them because of the beatdown that they put on teams for the past 5 years, and people got a bad taste in their mouth, so to speak. Well, I understand what you're saying, you know, when you were part of the association and you've been a great team, and I understand when the hunters become the hunted. So when you're the defending champions, then you become the hunted. So the Lakers every night are the hunted because they the one with the jury right now. So every night, people coming for the Lakers. I mean, Brooklyn, every night people coming for Brooklyn because they see, man, what great talent that they have amassed on one team. So let's take it upon ourselves. If we can beat them, then that's a measuring stick to how great we can be. You understand what I'm saying? But the Warriors, nobody is looking at the Warriors right now saying, oh my God, this is the Warriors. Let me go out here and play my hardest because, you know, they a measuring stick of where we need to be as far as how successful we can be. You know, if we can be, you know, now when you're the defending champions, then yes. But for you to stay, Steph Curry, for you to sit up here and to think that teams are playing extra hard against you because of the past 5 years and the dominance that you guys inflicted upon the league, then that's nonsense, man. Nobody playing y'all any harder than they playing anybody else. I mean, this is the NBA. People coming for you. And as far as last night, demolishing that you took and that ass whooping that y'all took from LeBron James when he just bent you over his lap and just spanked y'all ass, that's nothing personal on LeBron. This man didn't even play in the fourth quarter. So you talking about teams have extra incentive to sit up here and beat you by a lot and just to give you their best. That's not the case, and I hope you're not referring to the Los Angeles Lakers because the Lakers had lost 4 in a row. Then they get their starting point guard back, and LeBron them, you know, they had something to prove, so they made it a 2-game win streak. In Phoenix, they're going to try to make it a 3-game win streak, and that's what they do. The Lakers always take it upon themselves not to lose more than 2 games or not to lose back-to-back games, which is something they didn't even do all of last season. They never lost 2 games in a row. But when you're down 2 starters, then sometimes that's the case, especially when you're playing really good teams. And for all of you who think that LeBron James fell out of the MVP conversation because of those 4 games, I just want you to kindly reconsider and open up your eyes and see that LeBron James is still the most valuable player in the NBA. Because if you remove LeBron James from the Los Angeles Lakers, I want y'all to be honest and tell me how many games do they win, even if they got AD. And just remember, AD was in New Orleans for 7 years, and they made it to the playoffs twice. So please tell me how many games are they going to win with just Anthony Davis if you take LeBron James off the team. So you take LeBron off the team, then they immediately going to fall out of probably playoff contention altogether. So that makes him the most valuable. And during that 4-game stretch, you got to realize they took Schroeder minutes before the starting of the game. You lose your starting point guard. Then you only lose by 2 to Miami. Then you only lose by 1 in overtime to the Wizards. And then, yes, you do get blown out against Utah, but Utah was blowing out everybody, and you just didn't have it in you that night. It was a bad night for everybody, and without your starting point guard, it was tough. And plus, Coach Vogel lineups and substitutions didn't help the matter. But now he's finally starting to right the ship and has put Morris back in the starting lineup instead of Wes Matthews. And I think this is starting lineup better suits the Lakers and how they want to play ball, how they want to defend on both ends, because that puts great defensive players on both ends of the court. And for all the idiots out there who keep saying, like Skip Bayless, I saw something earlier, he said, talking about, so Schroeder is your saving grace? Schroeder is your saving grace? Man, are you that dumb, or do you really hate LeBron James that much that you try to make a bogus point just to convince some of these other brainwashed people out here that LeBron James is supposed to be so great that they're still supposed to win some of these games that they end up losing? And a couple of them, they only barely lost. So, I mean, you can take, even if you take Embiid, please take Ben Simmons off the team. Don't even take another player. Just take Ben Simmons off the team and take whoever else, Danny Green, whoever, and then see what's going to happen. So we all know. But back to the miserable point of me making this other video. Steph Curry, please stop the nonsense. Steph Curry, you're not the hunted right now. Nobody's looking at Golden State and saying, oh, man, we're coming after you. Nobody thinking about from what y'all did for the past 5 years or whatever streak that you had going on. But let's just remember. And then I hear Stephen A. Saying that they automatically go to the Western Conference Final, if not the finals, if Clay get back. This is not the same Western Conference as it used to be, Stephen A. I mean, you got the Utahs of the world, you got the Denvers of the world, you got the Clippers of the world. See, back then, who did Golden State have? They had OKC. They had OKC as the competition, but then KD stopped that competition by leaving and joining the competition. So you didn't have any competition out west. So now, even if you do get back, and I'm telling you now, they're a hell of a team. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, and they have improved, you know, at the center position, and, you know, adding Wiseman and Oubre, you know, I think it'll be a hell of a team. And I think they probably maybe could get to the Western Conference Finals. I'm not going to disagree 100% with Stephen A. on that assessment, but I am going to say this Western Conference is a lot deeper than what it was, and nobody's going to just fear Golden State. And you got to remember, Golden State, even before they got Kevin Durant, only beat LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers the first year because Kyrie got hurt in the first game. That went to overtime, and they should have won, but he busted his kneecap. And then they still had to go 6 games. They still had to go 6 games minus Kyrie Irving and minus Kevin Love. So that was minus 2 starters, and LeBron still took you to 6 games. So that should have been, who knows, that should have been another victory, another ring for LeBron and one less ring for Golden State. And then the next year, you know what happened. And then after that, what did you have to do? You had to go add a Kevin Durant. You had to go add a Kevin Durant just so you can take on the likes of LeBron James and try to win the championship. So nobody's even thinking about that anymore. It's a new day in the NBA. Your reign at the top is over. You know, you probably should have had that ring against, you know, Toronto. I do hate that Kevin Durant got injured in that, and I do hate that Klay Thompson got injured in that. But at the end of the day, I mean, it kept you 1 ring behind LeBron, so that's how it's going to be, because LeBron James, just last time I checked, since LeBron James got in the league, his 4 rings since 2003, his 4 rings is more than all the rings combined, is more than all the other rings of any other franchise in the entire NBA. Any other franchise in the entire NBA. Because if you look at it, the Spurs had, what, 3 since then? The Celtics had 1 since then. The Lakers had 2 since then. The Heat had 2 since then. The Cavs had 1 since then. Detroit had 1 since then. I mean, am I missing anybody? Those are the only ones who've had championships, and none of them have more than LeBron James. So how can you define dominance? But people say, oh, they got all these championships on LeBron James' watch. But LeBron James still has more championships since he entered this league for the past 17 years, in his 18th year now, than any other franchise has won during that same time span. If you think I'm lying, look it up. So, Steph Curry, for you to say that you are the hunted, you're not the hunted right now, my guy. You're not the hunted right now. We respect your game. Y'all still a hell of a team, and you fighting for that seed, but nobody's fearing you, and nobody's saying, hey, we're gonna take it extra to Golden State, because what Golden State did for so long. Man, this is a what have you done for me lately generation, and nobody is even thinking about. People got such short-term memory. Nobody even focus on what you all did right now. Kevin Durant hadn't played in almost 2 years with the injuries and COVID and everything else, and now he's a Brooklyn net. Nobody's thinking, oh, man, let me go give it to Golden State now. We'll teach them Steph Curry boys a lesson. It's not even the same team. Harrison Barnes is gone. Like a lot of y'all players that you had is gone. Iguodala is gone. So, anyway, I just had to chime in on that. Normally I keep it to the morning show, but I had to go grab me a little Philly cheese chicken, you know, a little chicken, something a little bite. But anyway, I hope everybody else enjoy their lunch break or whatnot, or whatever you may be doing for the day today. But as I always say, right on to the real. Much love to the haters. I did want to mention too, before I go, this little TikTok video they've reviral my video, and now it's over 1 million shares on TikTok. So people always keep getting paid off me. If y'all see my video, my original LeBron James rant video, please let me know so I can have it removed and take down, or they can get a proper attributes to your guy be new. Because how am I ever gonna get on ESPN to get this show off the ground without y'all help? So I do need y'all help. I do need your support. I appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate the views. And once again, right on to the real. Much love to the haters. I'm out.